Just a couple days. In that room.
Call to order, please stand for the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mickey?
Here.
Goodell? Lerner?
Here.
Navarre?
Here.
Toma?
Here.
Wenzel?
Here.
Hoover?
No statement at this time. I need a motion to approve the agenda. So moved. Motion's been made and supported to approve the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public statement regarding current agenda items only. You got some?
Current agenda, we're going to talk about that.
We will be talking about it. You want to talk about it right now?
Current agenda.
Yeah, before. Name and introduction.
Andy Ryder, 437 Grady Street. 3 blocks that way. Okay, so in under 3 minutes, first thing I'd like to know is, why did this ordinance come into being in the first place?
It's mostly to deter people from driving on the highway. Breaking laws are already laws, we're just cleaning up. And to answer one of your big concerns, it's not reworded properly. The registration will be followed.
But the lines are not.
Lines are not.
There's state laws.
Yes. Like if you're not supposed to drive on the highway with the exception of the bridge, get over the river.
It's not what your statement says.
Which one?
This says on any street, if I don't voluntarily register my vehicle,
Voluntary.
I will be liable.
Yeah, we have to read that. So what is a voluntary, not mandatory registration? So let's say your side-by-side gets stolen. If you have it registered, we'll know whose it is. We can call you and say, hey, we got your thing, come get it. Or if some kids are going around town on it that you don't know, we would let you know, hey, we got your thing, come get it. Otherwise, we're going to come. As long as you obey the law.
You're reverting, this is not an agenda you're ready to do, you're going to stay with state traffic laws. For the vehicles. You're writing an ordinance. That's not what I'm reading in this ordinance.
Aside from the speed limit. Oh, no, even that's the speed.
Speed limit is state law.
Yeah. Most of it is restating state law. Don't drive on state highway. You have to yield right away to the next one. You have to have a driver's license or identification card. Be 18 to drive a UTV.
Yep.
Golf cart is 16. Did you have other questions?
See, those are the ones that I was wondering where this came from.
Yeah,
And
there's state.
by putting this into your ordinance, what solution are you looking for? What is it you're trying to fix
So if
by making them up, not more?
trying to one, stop kids from being reckless, and stop people from driving on that. That's the majority. And you see like one person driving with kids falling off the cars and stuff.
Or a baby in the arm?
But how is that not enforceable already?
It probably is, it just makes it easier for the Yes. Breaking the law.
That's already so.
Yes, but because then it's out.
You know I'm not crazy.
That's fine. But if it gets stolen, I don't.
Steal my vehicle, probably make that wet.
Yeah, that's why I'm not.
I am a gun nut too. And that's also
Really, or
enough?
I won't.
Okay. Then, so as long as we got that part cleared up.
Anybody else? All right, next up, consent agenda.
So,
Support. Motion been made and supported to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No unfinished business. Moving on to the new business, no items for introduction and discussion. Set public hearing for RV ordinance for July 1st meeting. I do want to make a couple quick notations on it. We should also discuss the language if anybody has any changes. Under part 2, letter A, side-by-side ordinance operating on public roadways within the village of Chesaning may be registered with the village of Chesaning Police Department. We were striking the B.
A or D?
B.
B, yes.
We're striking the B. I do not need to read it. 2.1 is correct. It's there. It says volunteer. And the rest of it is. Anybody have any questions or comments?
no, the biggest reason is to try to get people to register the vehicles. If it's parked somewhere and our police roll up on it, they can look it up, make a call before they impound it, so saving people money. But if you don't want to register it, it's parked in a bad spot, it's impounded, can't complain that you didn't register it.
And the state law is not 20 miles an hour.
I think that is our argument. It actually, it used to be 18, just for
It's
reference.
25.
No, ours was 18.
Yeah, you say it's 25.
Not 50, that's for sure.
Well, it doesn't matter. The speed limit's 25 in town.
That was the main gist of it. Anybody want to make a motion to set the public hearing with those amendments?
I make a motion to set the public hearing with the aforementioned amendments for July 1st.
Support. Motion has been supported. All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, Melinda Saul requesting to close South Street and Wood Street, Clark Street. What date? Name and address, dates.
Melinda Souls, 17 Southwood Street. We're having our daughter's graduation party on June 13th. So we were.
You don't sound sure.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. At 5 o'clock. So we just wondered if it would be possible to close South Street between Wood and Clark. More as a safety than anything, just because we're going to have little ones and teenagers, and we were just hoping to be able to close that section. We did talk to the Dennis's and the Woods and the Rowan, and they were all okay with it. So those are the people who have driveways on South Street.
Okay.
So I don't know, our setup would maybe be around between 2 and 3 o'clock. Could we close it that early? Would that be an issue?
When's your end time?
Well, when would you like us to open it? I mean, there won't be, there's not really an end time, but
It's not a major road.
no.
That's the same as what we did with the last request.
Do you, does somebody bring barricades or do we take them?
DPW will jump them off,
Okay,
and then you have to set them up and take them down.
Okay.
And then they pick them up.
and they pick them up? Okay.
What did we do last time? I mean, after 2, it doesn't matter. 2 a.m. doesn't matter.
I don't remember if it was, I don't remember. It was at 10 p.m. or the next day.
We can just take care of them at the end of the party, so. By 4 a.m. I'm just kidding.
will make a motion to grant Melinda Stoll closure of South Street from Wood to Clark Street on June 13th from 2 p.m. to, let's say, midnight.
Motion been made and supported. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Infrastructure.
No meeting.
Liar. We met last week. We met last week and we went over the safe routes to school
And you
program.
didn't let me know?
Oh, I was one of three of them to text. So we're at the 30% plan, so OHM showed up with blueprints just with the initial layouts. So we could make adjustments, pros and cons of the whole scope of the project. We moved a couple of things, but realistically, everything was on track. And I think we're looking to get it 80% by December. Was it December? Yeah, so.
What are the big key points?
So we're going to do brand new sidewalks from Brady to the high school. We're gonna install a sidewalk at the middle school across the adjacent parking lot that runs to the school. We're going to increase awareness and lighting at the crosswalk on 4th Street. And we're looking at ways we can really highlight crossing areas at Brady and 4th to try to figure out how to keep the kids where we want them or keeping them safe on that corner. We are installing a pad at Cole Park for a walking school bus / biking path for the kids. Zion Lutheran and Big Rock are both interested in utilizing the walking school bus.
What is it, walking school bus?
So
A drop-off point for parents to drop their kids off, and then there's captains that will walk groups of kids to school, or adults.
bikes, between bikes, walking, rollerblades, but it's encouraging the kids to be outdoors and exercising on their way to and from school. So we're installing a central meeting spot that a employed staff member will walk the kids and guide them
From the school.
to and from school. So it's all infrastructure, upgrades, sidewalks, getting ADA compliant, making sure paths are good. Hampton is going to be getting a crush and shape at the same time as a facelift and kind of more stability on the way to Lutheran School. And then,
Well, the road is crushed.
yes,
The sidewalks are getting
the sidewalks will be re-poured and ADA compliant. Trying to save trees, but at the same time, there's conversation about trees. Hopefully, we don't have to tear too many out and replant too many, but that is a consideration. At the same time, we'll be doing a water main on East Broad, just trying to save money where we can save money at the same time, so.
sidewalks on East Broad as well.
Yep.
All the way down.
So, but yeah, mostly it's going to be doing a ton of sidewalk work, and then the village is partnering to get some infrastructure done at the same time.
Looking at that sidewalk on the west end, Brady. Kind of narrow, a little beat up.
That would have to be us, that would be village or homeowner at that point. Because the funding isn't allowed to be transferred, so each school has a set amount. And so from Brady to the high school is a very large chunk of money to get that done. Plus making sure that crosswalk is really becoming more safe and becoming more lit, so.
Are they gonna try widening that one on one to the north of the school?
No, we're gonna keep that at the 5 feet, make sure we aren't encroaching on right of ways and property owners, so. I mean, it was a conversation, but, and then determining how deep the concrete would have to be for driveways and different aspects, so. There's potentially one tree there we were talking about maybe removing, it's dying, it's large, and we've already had to curve around it, so maybe we plant something different, cut it down, plant something different, but again, we're only at the 30%, so the tentative plan, the biggest change is going to be the drop zone in the park, and then re-pouring a bunch of sidewalks to get flat surfaces and hopefully make it less trip hazards for kids to come to school and as well as other people in the community, so.
It's been a long time coming. We're concerned with the crosswalks where?
4th Street, right between the high school and the middle school, the one that crosses there at that,
Out of the parking lot.
that parking lot. I do,
The safe walk, like signage?
yes, that's what we're talking, is trying to determine, so it is part of the Safe Routes program. But we're,
Blinking caution signage, or, I mean, anything like,
conversation at the moment. We've talked about adding a pole, we've talked about changing light heads. So we're still, like I said, at 30%, these are all ideas we're tossing and looking at.
does it cover, does it cover?
It'll cover signage and lighting or it can,
Yeah,
if there's money left.
so,
But lighting's the big problem there.
yeah,
I think like the football games.
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing, is, and then coming winter time, it's snow, getting a flat surface for the kids to walk and get them out of the streets, and winter time seems to be the biggest time where kids are wandering where we don't want them in the dark hours.
Little underground heating.
Not Franken was
Yeah, no kidding. Yep, so, toward the end of the year, we'll have another meeting, hopefully we'll be 80%, determine what the project and scope really is gonna look like, and it should go out to bid about April, May of next year, as anticipated, so.
Great.
That's it.
Public safety? Oh, yeah, we met.
Yeah, we met the ordinance is what we went over.
DDA?
Next week.
Chamber should be. Planning commission,
No meeting.
airport. Fire board.
Had 7 runs, bringing a total of 106 runs so far. This Thursday and Friday is a blood drive out the fire station. Training will start Monday for the classroom part of it, of the safe rescue team, and then practical will be on the 11th, that Wednesday. I was gonna say we haven't had no parts for the ladder truck, but Scott called me today. We got the parts and that. Apollo's got it. It's gonna be $5,940 to fix the truck. So Scott's gonna call me and call the rest of the board and put it on their maintenance date so we can get, as soon as possible, get it fixed. We'll get that back in service. And then next fire board meeting is next Wednesday at 6 o'clock on the 11th.
Task force?
No meeting.
Parks committee?
Nope.
Public statement regarding any topic, limited to 3 minutes. Terry and Francis Kupas.
Just wondering what was found out on the fences out there.
Still digging through planning commission notes, looking to see what was approved at that point.
Because I noticed the post all the way.
I told them they're allowed to put posts up on their property, but, and they can put fencing up, but as far as growing, I still don't know the answer to that. I've gone through, files and files and files looking for stuff, it just wasn't kept the same in 2018 and 19 as it is now, unfortunately, so. Digging through actual paper, which is,
Oh, that's,
loads of fun, you know?
is that all?
That's it.
As a tangent to that, how is our scanning of ordinances and that project going?
We will begin that soon. When we hired the new utility billing clerk, that's taken precedent over anything else. Getting them going, and then we'll be able to work. Still in work.
Andy? Good. Crystal?
Good.
Alright. Council member statements?
Since nobody's here for the parks, they are putting the dog fence up at the showboat. I seen them yesterday working on it,
Oh, good.
so.
And
And
then,
then,
I mean, George?
huh?
And
Pretty
that
much,
means
yes.
George.
No, George and 4 other ones was there.
Oh, good.
You let other people know?
Yep.
Take a picture next time.
And then I'd like to say congratulations to the Chestnut track team.
Yeah.
They won the state championship for the Division III, which between the police department and fire department, we escorted them in town Saturday.
Yeah, that seems to be above the speed limit, by the way. Just noticing from my house.
The police car was escorting.
It curved pretty quick, I'm saying.
Anybody else?
chief report. Just one minor thing today. I'm just proud to announce that after a months-long project I've been working on, basically since you hired me, we are now officially reporting crime statistics to Lansing, which whether you know that or not, under Public Act 319 of 1968, we're required to do by law, but we haven't done since June of 2024. So all that data went out Friday night, and now every night, sometime around midnight when we're all asleep, whatever's been changed or added during that day will get updated. So the next board meeting, I will be prepared with our most current microstat, so you guys know what we have here and what we're clearing. Because by my standards, it's not what calls we take, it's how we clear them. And if we're clearing them properly and actually making people accountable, I think that's the way. So I'll have them numbers for you at the next meeting.
Appreciate it. Edmund?
First of all, I wanted to say thank you to all the high school kids who came out and volunteered last Friday. We had literally hundreds of kids around town, and they worked hard, and I think they did a great job, especially in our parks, spreading mulch and spreading dirt, and they worked hard. So big thanks to Crystal Nundomsky, Mrs. Vinke, all the teachers and staff that helped. Rocky and too, and Mark Schultz and the DPW got everything prepped beautifully, and it was a massive success. So big shout out to the DPW crew as well, and wastewater treatment helped out. You may have noticed people going around trying to locate shutoffs in your yard, your water shutoffs. That's a company called MEC, and they're hired by the village. They're going to go around and locate all the shutoffs for the homes that we need to inspect service line material. Once they're located, they will then bring their machinery around to pothole each side of the shutoff to make sure that it's good material going in and good material coming out. So we got some calls today that started today. Your water will not get shut off when they're doing it. Some people did have low water pressure today, and that got questioned. We started flushing hydrants. So hydrant flushing will go around the next 2 weeks maybe as we get all those hydrants flushed. It was just timing where people were looking at shutoffs and then hydrants getting flushed. And they were in the same area working, so.
Just for the paper, why do we flush hydrants?
We flush hydrants to get rid of material that might build up, sediment might build up in sand pipes. That flushes those out and helps clean out the water system a little bit. We have 160, I believe, hydrants in town, so it does take a little while to go through and flush them all. But it is good for the system to flush those out.
It also helps identify hydrants that may not
May not be working.
Correct.
So that's it.
Motion to adjourn.
Or,
Whisper in your ear, and I see him.
motion's been made and approved to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed?
One of these days, I'm just gonna sit here, and he's gonna keep telling me what you're doing.
Yeah.